That's okay.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, now it says we're live. Hello. Good Sunday, everyone. If you can hear us, please let us know in the chat. You can say hello, wave, send an emoji, or say something so we know we're live. Yes.
Fantastic.
That is super cool. We already read a little bit the chat before we started, so greetings to everyone. We know there's people from Las Vegas, New York, Buffalo, what's the name? Mannheim,
Wendlingen, Erlangen,
Erlangen,
of
Vienna,
course, Berlin. Represent.
India,
And Brazil.
From Kleve. Oh, from Brazil, Istanbul. So good to have you here. Happy Sunday. Costa Rica. From Weimar. Hello from Israel, Santa Cruz, California, Essen.
Let me wave at Essen. Hello.
Because Essen is so close to Düsseldorf. From Albania. Whoop, whoop. I don't know why I said whoop, whoop for Albania. Oh, Heidelberg. Love Heidelberg. Beautiful city in Germany. Tunisia, from the Middle East. Wow, super cool. Thank you for taking part of your Sunday to join us for our live stream, our quarterly live stream. We're currently in fall in Germany.
Well, one can also argue it's winter already.
Yes, it seems that in Germany, summer finished and then winter started immediately.
Yeah, this year is very interesting, yes.
Yes, temperatures are already, at least in Düsseldorf, 8 degrees, was it this morning?
Yes.
That's already pretty cold. Yes, it's getting cold. Argentina, aus Berlin from Argentina. From Dresden, Mongolia, hello, welcome.
It's amazing. It's always amazing to see the diversity of nationalities. So thank you so much for all of you tuning in and sharing your location or your home or whatever is on your agenda at the moment. It's really, really cool to see that.
Yes, I agree. And here it says there's not much to do in
Hello
Germany.
from the Deutsche Bahn. That's awesome.
That's to Frankfurt. That's super cool. There's not much to do on Sunday on Germany. That actually also depends. We have a video actually talking about the alternative activities one can do on Sunday, including actually going to buy plants.
Yes.
In some places.
Well,
in some places, I said. But you can check out our video after the live stream if you're interested. There's a few other activities than just hiking or going for a walk. So, but anyways, joining a live stream is always an amazing thing to do on Sundays. From Berlin. Oh, hello from Düsseldorf. Unterbilk represent. First time you wore the jacket in the season. Yes. Literally 2 days ago, here it was 22 degrees Celsius. And there was a massive storm in Düsseldorf overnight. And then the next morning,
12
winter.
degrees. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. As winter is approaching, we have a few videos on our channel that could help you settle a little bit more smoothly. One of them has to do with what clothes to wear to buy the proper one so you don't freeze. And the other one is a little bit more of what
the emotional
roller coaster
preparedness.
Yes, you can check them out in our channel after the live stream. Could be an interesting one, especially if this is your first winter in Germany and you come from a tropical land like myself. Smoothly. That's right. Oh, thank you so much, John Michael, for joining. Sorry you had to work on a Sunday. Hope it's not too much hard work, though.
Could be also joyful work.
Could be joyful, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Moin from Bremen. Beautiful city as well. Best place to visit?
I mean, it depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah,
right?
That's always the answer, right?
It's if you're into fall foliage, anything with a forest will do actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking out here. There's already very beautiful colors, so it really. You don't have to go far to see fall.
Yeah, but some examples are the Eifel is a very beautiful area, Mosel area. What else? Well, any forest really. Like
any forest really, yeah, totally.
Hello, Fanny, welcome. Not like in the south.
Hello, Joe.
Yeah, hello, Joe. Guten Tag.
Fantastic.
Very nice to see you as well. Guten Morgen, alles. Nordwesten. Yeah, that matches with your username, which is Nordwest by West. Very cool. Hello. Super cool. Hello from
Wernigerode.
Im Harz. Oh, in Harz. Yeah, we went to Harz.
I was just going to say, we went to Wernigerode.
Yeah, true.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Cute little typical German town.
Is that the one that had the periods at the end of every street name?
No,
that
was Quedlinburg.
Yeah.
Wernigerode is a little bit bigger one with a beautiful fountain in the middle of the plaza.
Oh, yes. Also very beautiful. Yes, I remember it now. Hello from Indonesia, here in Kleve. The day started sunny, but now it's raining. Yeah. Yes. Very big tip is definitely during this time, if it's your first winter in Germany, is to check the weather every time before you leave your house or work, because things can dramatically change. And it might also seem sunny and warm, but it can quickly change to cold and rainy. Oh, hello, Naveen. Well, we said hello to everyone who is joining. That's Indian. Yes, this is famous. I'm not able to get, yes. So Sipan, so sorry, but we do not give personal advice in regards to bureaucracy. The best option is to keep on trying.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's highly individual. It highly depends on where you live and what caseworker you get. The reason why there is no real video step-by-step on how to get that appointment is because there is no real step-by-step procedure. Yesterday, we had our third meetup of the meetup season, and it is always so amazing to hear the real-life stories. And we have people here in Düsseldorf, the same city, that have waited for an appointment at the Ausländerbehörde for 1 year. And we had someone from India who got his residence permit within 17 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it really, really is an individual experience. And the best thing we can say is to be persistent, to keep on nudging and emailing, calling, visiting, whichever works in your city, because in certain towns you can also have walk-in hours, and just go for it and don't just wait for them to reach out to you.
Yes, that is a very good point. It says someone's here. I hope you are better after your ambulance incident that we talked about.
I'm a lot better, yes. That was a literally 24-hour scenario, yes. And Jen is also a lot better after her sailing incident.
Oh, yes. So if you don't know, so we have a newsletter that I send out every Tuesday. And in this newsletter, we actually announce meetups or any fun stories that happen to me generally in Europe, as well as relevant information or content that is relevant. If you haven't signed up to our newsletter, I can drop you the link here. Give me 1 second. I have my links prepared, but I need to still copy and paste them. In this week's newsletter, we shared that we were on holiday last week, and we rented a sailboat with your sister and brother-in-law. They have a sailing license. And I knew already I was a little bit motion sickness. I tend to get a little bit seasick and stuff, but I didn't know to what extent. Long story short, the 7-day sailing trip for all 4 of us turned out to be a 3-day sailing trip for myself. I left the boat. I jumped overboard. No, I'm kidding. I didn't jump overboard. That's not even funny because with that ocean. But I definitely
had to harness you to the boat.
Yes, I left the boat because it was quite intense. I didn't actually know ocean could be so intense, to be honest. And on a sailboat is really rocking. It's like a washing machine.
Yeah, that was a good experience. Yeah.
It was a very good experience. But anyways, through that trip, we discovered Athens. And I had never been to Athens before. And I loved the city. It was really, really cool. A lot of gastronomy, a lot of delicious food.
I would say one of the most underrated capitals in Europe. Definitely.
Yes.
And very foodie city. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Totally. So if you are in Europe or you are in the area and you would like to explore a new cool city, Athens is definitely recommended. Yeah. Someone asked here, hello from Düsseldorf. Do you have a recommendation for an extensive German course, but for people who work full time? Very good question. This can actually open the conversation to learning German. In our meetup from yesterday, we actually talked about this topic, that a lot of the challenges for newcomers and people who have been living here for years and years, like myself, German is always a topic, right?
Yes.
So I would say with terms of language courses in Düsseldorf, it's really hard. I have not gone to a course personally in a very long time, so I don't have my, how do you say this, my finger on the pulse of the market. However, I'm pretty sure a Google search of German courses can help you out, or even in Reddit. I'm pretty sure there's subreddits and stuff of people asking. So I honestly don't know. But other tips to learning German. What is your tip to learn German? As a German who had never had to learn German in her life.
No, but ultimately, I mean, it
Mm.
of course depends a little bit on the level itself, and the start is the hardest. But generally speaking, I think the best thing to do is to try to get out there and speak to locals or speak to native speakers, even though it's broken, even though you're insecure, because that is just the biggest threshold usually to overcome to the actual speaking, even though if it's not perfect. I think that is most important, to just start talking, and that's the best way to learn.
Yes, talking definitely helps. Another one, for me, what has helped me is listening to music. We have actually a video, I think it's called Unconventional Ways to Learn German. And there we talk a little bit about music and stuff. Courses have also helped. For me, I think it seems that I invest time in learning German, and then I feel like I suck for a very long time. And then I improve a little bit. And then like the process goes and goes. But I would say, I also told yesterday in the meetup that I realized through the journey of learning German that I am not a quick language learner. I can learn a lot of things, but language for some reason is just, it doesn't come naturally to me. However, the how to say it's the positive thing is that after, how long have I been in Germany? 10, 11 years? I was able to go to an improv comedy theater show in German, and I was pretty confident I understood 90% of the jokes, and I was able to laugh with the audience. So that just shows that if I can do it, if I can learn German, I'm pretty sure.
And it's not perfect.
Quicker learners have a better shot than me. So it's possible. It just takes patience to yourself and
also
keep
to
at it.
and also understand what kind of learner you are, because everyone learns differently, right? Some learn through audio, others learn through visualization, the next one learns through talking, the next one just studies vocabulary and grammar, and figure that out, and then just stick to it. I think consistency is super important.
Yes.
Find a school in your city if you prefer the on-site learning. If you prefer online, Lingoda is always, I think, the most established, flexible online school. But that is really up to your learning style, yeah?
Yes, definitely. Another advice that we heard from the meetup is to get Disney Plus, and a lot of the actually cartoons, like Disney movies and stuff are also in German. And usually kid movies tend to have a little bit of a simpler vocabulary. Depends on the Disney movie, but generally that's the case, right?
Thank you, everyone, for sharing your experiences in the chat. That is very helpful to everyone else.
I think that's super cool, yeah, because if you can share how you've learned German, other people reading the chat can definitely have other
Joe,
options.
you have B1, and you should not be scared or have anxiety to speak. Absolutely not, because that's the best way to gain the confidence. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. No one, one of the videos we mentioned during our research, and actually referring to English, what a foreign accent is a sign of bravery, of courage, right? Yes, and the same applies to maybe having a wrong sentence structure in German, just because the verb always comes at the end for whatever reason. That's perfectly fine.
For whatever reason, that is true. Talking about meetups, we have 3 spaces open for our meetup, which is happening on the 28th of October.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. I will drop the link here. And if you want to join us, you can grab your ticket. Like I said, it's 3 tickets left. Unfortunately, 3 people had to cancel.
And yes, Seppa, you asked earlier in the chat, the meetups are in Düsseldorf.
Yes, they're in Düsseldorf.
Currently.
And a few people have asked, where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? I can't see. No, I'm kidding. Actually, we also shared that in the newsletter. So again, if you are not in the newsletter, highly motivational to sign up. I had eye laser surgery in August.
August?
August, June,
no,
July.
It wasn't
July.
May? Wow, okay. Whoa. Sometime earlier in the year.
Between 3 and 5 months ago. So that should be like May or something. Yeah, maybe at the end of May. I had eye laser surgery, so I don't wear glasses anymore. For the first time in my adult life, I can see clearly now. Like the song. Kidding, but I can see when I wake up. I can see when I open my eyes under the ocean. I can use my sunglasses without having to swap. I'm so excited about winter because they're not going to fog up. So that's going to be fun. And we have recorded a video about eye laser surgery in Germany and my experience, which will come later at some point. Yes. Yeah, like we said, Vega, unfortunately, making a recommendation for a language school in Düsseldorf, it's really hard because we don't have the pulse in the market. There's a lot of options, and I'm pretty sure there's more options than when I arrived in Germany. It's a matter of researching and also seeing. I think most important when I chose the language courses I did is to figure out whether their schedule matches with yours. Because you might find a super cool language course, but it's just not matching with your schedule. So that also kind of rules it out, right?
I mean, someone mentioned earlier, Goethe Institute is great. Goethe Institute is in various cities. Of course, it's also the, let's say, the more elite version. But yeah, I think there is definitely an abundance, and walk up to them, check them out, check the vibe, check the schedule, and the cost structure, and then try one. Keep on going. I mean, you need more than one class, most likely.
Totally, yeah. Can you learn Japanese in Düsseldorf? Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
So Düsseldorf has one of the largest Japanese communities outside of Japan. So I'm pretty sure it's possible. You know what? It's possible because we actually know someone who was a Japanese teacher.
Tutor.
That is true. Tutor. So it is definitely possible. But where? I don't know. You would have to research.
Is Ausbildung good for Indian students? I would say the Ausbildung is good for anyone. It highly depends.
Any student.
Yeah, highly depends on what field and your German level in that case, because I think for Ausbildung, German is depending on the field a lot more often required. But the Ausbildung is, I like the system of the Ausbildung because it's very practice oriented, and you get experience on the job, and you can still continue afterwards with higher education. It really has a diverse path, and it highly depends on your personality.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yes, very good, Parham. I had a question. What are the cheapest ways to heat my home in Germany? To be very, very honest, I don't know if the cheapest, I mean, it highly depends on the person. For me personally, I'm not looking for the cheapest. I'm looking for the most effective way to warm my house. And that is with the heaters that are in every apartment.
Pre-installed, yeah.
Those are the most efficient.
I was going to say that is actually I think that is the only thing that makes sense to use, regardless of what it's running on. Our heaters are running on gas, but there is no alternative. I mean, yes, we could go and buy like big electric heaters and plug them in, but then they run on electricity, which is not really cheaper than gas and way less efficient. So the system that is in your home is the one to use, really.
Yeah, and especially when it gets really cold. Like I said, it highly depends on how you want to handle it. But when it gets really cold, it's really nice to have, because I think it's a very efficient system, the heating. So almost every room that you navigate constantly, it's warm. And that's just nice versus maybe trying to hack your way around it. You might have just one section of the apartment warm and the rest is freezing cold, which I don't know.
What is definitely effective, and then therefore also a little bit cheaper, is to, if you have radiators in your home, to de-air them frequently. I think we've talked about this in the future.
We have a short
about
about de-airing, yes.
Exactly, and now we wanted to also go into that a little bit more in the future, because only if there is no air in the radiators, they can run in the most efficient way.
Yes. One question here is, can you get a driving license without speaking German? And the answer is yes. We have a very detailed video. Sorry to always refer to the videos, but it's just a lot easier for you to watch the video than us trying to go into the tangent now. We have a very detailed video on how to get your driver's license in Germany.
And also a guide, like a blog post.
A blog post, and you don't need to speak German for it.
I mean, you need a few words just to understand the instructions from the
examiner. Yeah.
Examiner. But rechts, links, stop, fahren, like the basic words should be enough.
Yes. Ooh, can you do a video about the Kleineanzeige? Oh, that's an interesting one. How to post things to sell things? Thanks for the recommendation. We'll write it down. Attend a German course with a skilled worker visa. I will be working, but I want to learn German too. Yes, again, like the course. I mean, it also depends, language courses, on the company that you're working at. For example, I was lucky enough that the majority of the companies that I worked at, they pay even fully or partially my German courses. One company even had Berlitz come on campus and give lessons as well. The quality, unfortunately, wasn't that awesome, but hey, better than nothing. Ausbildung, a lot of questions. Just love your couple. Keep doing your great work. Thank you very much. Oh, super good, Fanny. So you're going to be speaking fluent German in no time. I'm pretty sure I already speak very well.
What issues can be with the apartment on the roof? So you mean probably the attic? Well, we discuss it in multiple videos because we used to live in an attic. And it highly depends on how old the roof is and how the insulation is. Because if it's an old one with a not so good insulation, of course, It gets really warm in summer, and in winter really cold. So that is, I would say, the most important factor. But other than that, living in the attic is amazing.
Yes, definitely. Uday, I'm so sorry. Can you please just send the question one time? Otherwise, we're going to have to stop you from interacting with the chat.
And to answer your question, is nursing good? I cannot answer that question for you. You need to decide for yourself what field you would like to work in. Some people love nursing, others don't. It really depends on your personality. And there's nothing, we don't know you, so we cannot tell you what is best for you or not. But the Ausbildung, generally speaking, is great. And the field is highly dependent on you.
Joe just complimented your sweater, which the colors are very nice.
It's a Berlin style.
Berlin style. We bought it actually in the, what's it, the Buxiplatz, or what's it called? Buxplatz?
Boxy.
There was
a
market also with local artists, and that's where we find the sweater. It was really cool. Let's see. This might be a weird question, maybe more fitting for Jen, but how were you sure you wanted to stay in Germany? I just moved here, as I mentioned, but it feels like everyone can go any country. That is very true. And this, okay, you're asking me, so I'm going to give my perspective because everyone is different. And to be completely honest, after 2 years of being in Germany, I had a very good circle of friends. I had a good job. I was very happy. And as it usually happens in the international circle of friends, people started leaving, either going back home or changing countries. And then suddenly all of my friends were gone. And then that really, I am a very friend-driven person. So that left me quite sad. And I hadn't met Yvonne at this point, and I wasn't dating anyone. So at that point I was in a crossroads, and I was seriously considering leaving Germany until, no kidding, like a few months later, I met Yvonne. And then Yvonne really unlocked a lot of the German culture, and as the love of my life as she is, she made me feel like home. And I think it's regardless where we are, we would feel like home. But Germany just made a lot of sense. And then years went by, and then it's been 11 years, and I'm still here. And throughout years, I wouldn't say it's always been, oh my God, I feel like super at home all the time in Germany. However, a lot of the times when we've gone abroad, I really miss Germany in so many ways. Yvonne says I'm more German than she is. So it has grown on me, definitely. And I would say the big decision or the change of things was not only Yvonne, but while traveling and seeing other countries, I realized how lucky and happy I was in Germany. And those two things come together, made it super easy to just decide to stay here. What's the housing situation like in Germany, asks here. Whoa. Long term. I was told that people rent rather than buy. Is that the situation sustainable when one retires, asks Jeremy?
Oh, that's a very deep question. We actually talk about that also in our blog post on renting in Germany. It's more or less like 50-50 renting and owning. But you're right, Germany is a renter's market. And that's also because the tenant laws are so tenant friendly. It's not like you can get kicked out easily if you are not doing anything wrong in that sense. And that's a lot of people opt to rent. For retirement, also there are many analyses which one is financially sound, which one makes more sense for your mind, and highly depends again on your lifestyle. Do you want to live in one place forever? Then buying might make sense. Do you prefer the mobility and being able to move around, and you don't want to take care and maintain a building? Then renting makes a lot of sense. So it really, it is always a calculation. It always needs to be apples to apples, meaning kind of like a flat and then like buying or renting in the exact same space, which one would come out better? But it's, in my opinion, not always just financially, but also, again, lifestyle and a mental decision.
Yes, and also, I just forgot his name. Who's the founder of Hippo Friend?
Nick.
He is the founder of Hippo Friend. You can also follow him on LinkedIn if you look Hippo Friend and then find Nick. He posts a lot of actually statistics and reasons why Germany tends to be a country where the majority of people rent versus buy. So that's super interesting.
Compared to other countries, yeah.
Compared to other countries. So it's also very culturally embedded, I would say. That also leads to why finding an apartment sometimes is really hard, because landlords know that usually when, at least German, traditionally speaking, they rent an apartment, they can stay there 15, 20 plus years. So that's why they kind of have to be super sure that the person they accept is good to go. How is the pharmaceutical manufacturing sector prospect in Germany? We don't know because we don't work there.
Bayer
But
is around the corner
Yeah.
in Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Actually, the entire area around Leverkusen is called the Chem Park,
like the chemical
yeah?
park. Yeah. True.
And there is a huge pharmaceutical area. So that is definitely something to check out.
Yes. Will I meet my gay partner in Germany? We don't know. You have to try. Is it true Germany doesn't have a Walmart?
Yes.
It's true.
They came and failed and left.
Yes, there is no such thing as Walmart. Every city has a version of, it's not entirely comparable to Walmart, but here in Düsseldorf, Real, is it still Real?
Yeah.
No, they changed their name to
Real, Kaufland.
They are a little bit bigger, not to the extent of Walmart, but Jen, how is your German now? Asks here. I missed the question. Do we speak German with each other?
Not really.
Oh, I lost the question. I'm so sorry. But anyways.
There. It's up there. Do you anyone speak in German or English? We speak English, infused English, meaning English with German and Guatemalan words. I'm not saying Spanish because I have learned the hard way that there's very big differences between regular Spanish words and Guatemalan words.
Yes, that is very true. And how's my cheeks are getting all red. How's my German? I would say it's relatively good. So if I would have to sit in a lecture talking about chemistry, I would be probably lost. But if I have to quatsch, as Germans would say, like just talk randomly with people, I would say it's good enough. And if I don't understand, I throw sometimes an English word or ask what it's the meaning. But I can communicate fairly well, I would say, about my German. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's not grammatically 100% correct all the time, but again, that's not what matters, but more the comfortability, the feeling comfortable to speak.
Yes. Ooh, this is a very interesting question, Huang. I think I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. My study visa is 2 years. I need to leave Germany for 5 months to handle some personal issues. Do I need to deregister with the state? You do not need to, as far as we know, you don't need to deregister if you're coming back.
Yeah.
But you should definitely check with your student visa, how many months can you be outside of Germany? I know, for example, when I had my residence permit, I could not be outside of Germany for more than 6 months at a time. And if I did that, then I would lose my residence permit. So you can also probably ask your university or your immigration office for more information. Any tips, please, for getting employment for wife and family reunion visa, having a career break? Any possibility for getting help from Job Center? You would have to contact the Job Center. It's because they take also case-by-case basis. And for getting employment, this is so individual because these are the type of questions that we generally don't answer because we don't know all the context, right? Like what's the industry and all these things.
We have smoothlers around where we know they find a job within a week. And then we have someone in our community currently who is in a high demand industry and struggles for months to find a job. Then we have other smoothlers who opt to start working in a restaurant to have an income and a lifestyle and get a visa and maybe then look for another job later on. It really highly depends again on your situation, your where you are in your career. But
yeah, and the type of job you're looking for, right?
Exactly.
There's people that have no problem and are super happy, I mean, to take in any job, right? And if it's not in the industry and it's not matching, if your wife is open to that, there's a bunch of opportunities, right?
Yeah.
I think it also depends on that a lot. I'm thinking to moving to Germany or Austria. What's the comparison of both countries? We don't know because we haven't lived in Austria. So that is very hard to answer.
Do you have a video on how difficult it is to own a pet and how expensive it could be? Yes, we actually have a bunch of content as well as on the website, blog posts and videos about moving with a pet, owning a pet, and also a cost structure, I think, for a dog at least. So dogs are more regulated than cats, that's for sure. Dogs pay taxes, cats don't, but it is both possible. And we also have plenty of smoothlers in our community that have moved with their cat, dog, and bunny.
Yes, that is true.
The other day we had a Brazilian couple at our meetup who moved with a beautiful, cuddly white bunny.
Yes, so that is possible. Here, someone is asking, do you have any thoughts or experience with investment products in Germany? In Canada, we have RRSP, and the Americans have 401ks, which when you invest, help reduce your taxable income in a year. Interestingly enough, we wrote a blog post about pension system in Germany, where we talk about different options and all these things. I will leave the link here if you're curious to learn more. What's your opinion on bookers? We don't know what that is. If you live under a roof and sweat like a waterfall in the summer, then buy an AC, because even if the roof is well insulated, the warm air that always rises.
We have also plenty of content already talking about how to stay cool in summer, and about the different ventilation options. AC highly depends whether it's your home or not. I would not suggest to install an external unit without talking to your landlord first.
Yes.
If you're renting, because that is a major change and that could lead to trouble later.
Wow, a lot of people are complimenting me on my flannel shirt. Thank you very much. Is politics a common topic in the workplace? No, definitely not. I would say I have never spoken about politics with any German except for Yvonne.
And some friends at dinner, but not at the workplace.
Yeah, not at the workplace. And that is very, no, but not really. I mean, it also depends on the people, right? This is just based on our experience. Yeah. Of course, there's different people in different workplaces. Are all rental contracts here with 3-month notice? I wonder, what does one do when they find a job in another city? Yes, that is usually the rule, and usually also job contracts.
I would say it's not a rule. I think it can be different, but that's the most common one. And there's always room for negotiation. I mean, often if, let's say, okay, so how about I rephrase this? 3 months is like this golden rule in Germany, but especially when it comes to work, often nowadays there is also 1 month, 2 months, or sometimes a quarter, it depends. But if the 3-month rule is respected by everyone, then your job change usually has a 3 months notice period. But if it's for any reason shorter, then you can talk to your landlord and say, hey, I got to move. Is there anything we can do about it? Can I help you find a new tenant?
The next tenant, that's usually the case, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And then if they agree and you can find a tenant that moves in earlier, then they kind of take over your rent. So it highly depends. But anyway, for any hurdles, usually communication is very important to find a solution.
Definitely. Someone asked here, I moved to Munich 1 year ago, coming from a Middle Eastern country, and after spending more than a year here, I still feel like I don't belong here. What would you recommend that I do? To be honest, what would I recommend that I do? Recommending is a very tricky word, but if it were me, I would consider whether if it's Munich per se, because even for a lot of Germans, Munich is definitely not an option of a city to live in. So there's other cities that have a different vibe. So it could be the city. If it's a broader Germany issue, then it's about like reflecting in what you like and don't like. And if the cons outweigh the pros, then maybe it's time to move on.
But it's also again reflecting on what steps have you taken? Are there other steps that you can take to maybe feel more integrated in terms of going out, joining a club like a Verein, or meetup activities to be social? Again, we don't know you, so we don't know how social you are, but usually joining other people in activities that makes one feel more at home, or that one belongs. My experience, but it really depends.
Yeah, it highly depends for sure. What do you like the most about each other? Asks Jan.
Wow.
Everything. Is that bad to say? But the most,
I think the humor.
Yeah. Thanks. I like my humor too. No, I'm kidding. I like your wittiness. We say in Spanish in Guatemala, pilasness. It's just but I would say everything about you now. I wanted to ask in regards to the Schufa, does it include credit record from your country? No.
Nope, it starts fresh.
Yes, and again, sorry, but we have a video about the Schufa, which you can watch in a blog post. And there we explain how it's built and how it works. Because you start with a good score, with 100, and then...
You just need to maintain it. You don't need to build a credit score in Germany.
Yes. Thank you so much for the Q&A. Let's say I get a job and I am in Germany. What is the next process for residency? Do I have to wait for a few years working, or can I apply directly, or any rules here? So when you're working, you already have a residence permit. Depends on the residence permit. You can have a blue card, or you can have a work permit, which usually my work permit, when I had it, it tied me to the company for 2 years. After 2 years, it got renewed, and...
You were free to work anywhere?
I was free to work anywhere. After 3 years, I got the permanent residence.
After 3 years? Yes, after 5 years?
Yes, after 5 years, sorry. And then after 8 years, I was able to apply. 7, I was able to apply to the citizenship.
But the timeline that Jen just gave was her timeline. And the timeline is highly individual, again, on your situation, on your type of visa. With a blue card, typically speaking, you can get permanent residence way faster. As a family unification person of a German citizen, you can have access to citizenship way faster. There will be a new law about the citizenship coming up at the end of the year, which of course we will cover, which will speed up things also. At least on paper. So it really depends on what your entry is.
Yes. Yeah. It's a super individual question. These things the more we've done Simple Germany, the more we've realized it's so different to everyone. Even you have two people maybe working in the same company from the same city or probably country, and they have two completely different experiences, which is so crazy. It's not super consistent.
Because experiences also depend on you as a person.
Yes, your also like your education and also and a lot of other things.
How you take things, right? And how you deal with things.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I've read thank you. What else? Joe is saying, my advice to people traveling to Germany for the first time is that at train stations, please be wary of your surroundings. It's not that it's unsafe, but some train stations, there are some sketchy folks.
Agreed.
Yes, especially the main train stations.
There's also others. If you look at Worringer Platz in Düsseldorf.
Yeah, but that's around the main train station, right? Yeah. That's around that area. And actually, interestingly enough, when I lived in Budapest, I lived there for a year and a half, almost 2-ish. And there in the tram, my iPod got snatched from my bag. I didn't realize it. I realized it actually the next morning when I wanted to commute to work and I wanted to put on music and I didn't find it. And I don't know if that's experienced maybe a little bit more aware, but in Germany so far in the public transportation, nothing has been snatched.
But just like Joe said, not that it's unsafe, it's just sometimes a bit sketchy.
Yes.
And I agree with you. Yeah, and I usually have my senses on, meaning I usually don't listen to music or do anything else, but really have my ear and eyesight activated.
Definitely. Wow, Milja, I hope Milja, I hope I pronounced that well. I purchased your resume template from you, got an interview and got the job offer. Woo! But offer did not fit, so I did not work out. But still, thank you because I had no idea where to start with the resume. That's amazing. I mean, at least you know where to start, and if the job offer was not right, hopefully
the next one
you learn something for the next one that you can find that dream job that you are looking for.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing. Hey, I'm looking forward to do bachelor's from Germany in IT, but I'm already graduated in hospitality studies and want to change my career. So how can I take an approach to that? Any tips? Apply to universities. I would say, generally speaking, computer science, because I looked at it back in the day, it's mainly taught in German, at least when I looked at it. And usually what people do is that depending on the university, you can have a year that is also sponsored by your student visa where you can learn German to get that level of German to then start the career and study computer science or something like that. Oh, actually, very good question, Jan. Am I still a software developer? In my heart, I am. But actually, it's really interesting. Maybe we should communicate this a little bit more openly. But since I think we did it once.
We do. We never hide it. It's just obviously not everyone watches every single minute that we speak.
Yes, but since 2022, both Ivan and I are working full-time for Simple Germany. So even though I'm not professionally working as a software developer.
Well, you are. For example, when you build Banky,
yes, okay.
You coded that.
True, but I mean, it's not my sole focus all the time to code. So yeah, thanks a lot, you guys, for the great content. Thank you very much for the comment, Luki. What else we have it? Who do we approach if we have an incident of disagreement with the landlord? He doesn't pay back the deposit at all.
There is the Mietverein. Mietverein?
Yeah, it's called the Mietverein.
Mietverein. Usually in cities and towns, that would be the first approach that I would take. Usually one needs to be a member so that they can help you, but maybe they can still guide you in the right direction. And then the question is, what's the reason why the landlord is not paying that deposit? Is there a case or not? Is it miscommunication? Is it just taking longer? I mean, it took forever to get our deposit back in the day for whatever reason, but we got it back 6 months later. And if not, a lawyer, if all things fail.
Yes. That's why also sometimes in these cases, unfortunately, since you already have the dispute, getting legal insurance and then filing is too late.
Yeah.
That's why in some cases it might make sense to look into having a legal insurance, which is relatively inexpensive, just to have the basis covered, because Germany is a land of insurances, and I think there's a reason for that. And yeah, in this case, that could have also been an option. But like Germans say, hätte means like, don't worry about what you could have done. Maybe focus on what can be done, right?
Right. Sorry, I was reading. I was reading.
What is the price of used cars in Germany? Could you recommend reliable online websites for purchasing quality used vehicles?
So highly depends on the car, make, model, age. Yes, so really dependent. You can go from probably 1,000, 3,000 euros to 50,000 euros. It highly depends. And in the guide on buying, and the blog post buying a car in Germany, we actually mention a website. I think it's called InstaMotion, to buy cars online, and they're all vetted and they ship them to you, so you can check that out.
Super nice. Vega says, guys, don't please just ask questions. Show some love by giving a thumbs up to this live stream.
Thank you.
You can give it a thumbs up. Thank you. On that note, giving a thumbs up. In the latest videos, we've communicated with Yvonne that our goal and dream is to reach 50,000 subscribers by December of this year.
By the end of December. By the end of this year.
Yeah, sorry, by the end of the year. That's a more specific German way of saying it. So if you are already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. If you are not, then please hit subscribe. It would help us. The more the channel grows, the more internationals we can share, but not only by the amount of subscribers that we have. Funny enough, also YouTube takes that as authority, right? So then it's like, oh, Simple Germany is a good channel with good information. But additional to that, you can share our content with anyone that you think might be beneficial to, by you also sharing the content, and you spread the message, and you spread that it is possible to move to Germany, some bureaucratic hurdles, but it is definitely doable. We can reach more people and help them in this transition. Can you give information on your meetup group? What information would you like? We sent a link. There were 3, I don't know if they've booked out, but there were 3 spots available for October 28th. We are doing 6 meetups this year. They're all sold out except for the one October 28th. And this is this is the plan.
Yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Exactly. It's to be honest, also a test for ourselves, reoccurring. How's the community? How's the engagement with each other? How do we feel like, to be honest, also having every second Saturday meetups? And it's a little bit of a test, and then we will evaluate afterwards.
Yes.
But so far, it's always, regardless of a meetup or on the street, or in a restaurant, it doesn't really matter where. It's always really a pleasure to see you in real life, and to speak to you and hear your story, and see your smile.
Definitely. So 2 questions related to software development career changes from software to data science. How can I break into the industry? So I did a boot camp from, someone was asking about the boot camp again. As well. We have a video talking about the experience of the boot camp, which you can also check out. And in that video, we also give the journey of if I would need to study or learn how to code in Germany again.
You give specific links also to courses, right? Yeah.
Yes, there I break down like the path that I would take. You can check out that video. It's in our channel. I can try to find it.
It's something about what's it like working as a software engineer.
No, it's learning to code.
Learning to code, yeah, true. Learning to code, yeah.
Germany code. Let's see if it's found it. And how do I share it? Here, share, copy, and here. I dropped the video here that you can also check out. I put the carnival fan here.
Do people in Düsseldorf celebrate Oktoberfest locally? Yes. So usually, so we play paddle tennis. And we played this morning, and at our Verein, actually, there was a big tent build up because they had an Oktoberfest yesterday evening.
True. Verein, by the way, it's the German word for club. It's spelled like Verein.
And it's quite common that locally, either individual restaurants or, like I said, Vereins or companies, it really depends, have their smaller celebrations. And I think also in Neuss, there's usually a very big tent where you can book a ticket to attend. Definitely. So it's a thing, not just in Munich, but not just around the world, but also in other places in Germany. Yeah.
Definitely. I feel like I missed a few questions here that I wanted to answer. Which city are you guys in? The best city? Düsseldorf. That's super biased. It's not the best city. It's the best city that I think.
That you know.
Narrowed mind. And Jan is asking, do we have a Patreon? What are ways to support you? So we have multiple ways that you can support us. The easiest and cheapest is by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Actually, if you haven't subscribed, let me share the link that you can also just like click on it and then you are subscribed. That's the best way you can support our mission of Simple Germany. Additional to that, best way is to share actually the content with others. And then you can sign up to our newsletter, which there, like I said, we talk about also some personal stuff and also Germany stuff. And also we announce meetups and other things. And then if you want to go the super extra mile, like we say in the video, we have coffee, which is Simple Germany /coffee.
Which would, the coffee spelled, well, yeah, regular coffee, but that would be the alternative to Patreon.
Yes.
That we use.
And another way is if you hear from, actually that's before the coffee, if you hear a product or something that you find intriguing from what we explain, if you use those links, they tend to be affiliate links. And by you purchasing, if you find a product good, we get a small commission from the partners. So those are all free ways you can support our work. And like I said, if you want to go the extra mile, a coffee is always welcome. Also, Jan was asking if we're going to have another t-shirt project.
So t-shirt project at the moment is actually not in the pipeline, but we do have another, let's say, related project in the pipeline for when we do reach those 50K subscribers on YouTube. So yes, a little merchy idea is in mainly in Jen's lab exactly. If you wondering what I mean with a lab, so we recently released stickers. Did you wear that? Hey.
Yes, here. I have them here.
And they're actually still for sale in our online shop. And for that, we create a very fun, very different video from our usual videos. So if you haven't seen that video yet, please do watch it. It is, in my opinion, very entertaining. And very reveal the stickers. And there, Jen's lab is being also showcased. That's in her head. So here we have the waiting for the Ausländerbehörde sticker to kind of like share the pain that some of you are enduring. Then for the more advanced, we have the German citizenship approved, of course, here with a Birkenstock letter. And then, as we say in the video, represent our, homegrown Simple Germany logo.
Ooh, and then we have a super limited edition holographic. That's what I actually say in the video. And we have, so if you've been following us for some time, you already know that we like to call everyone that settles into life in Germany smoothlers for smooth settlers. So we released a super limited edition holographic. Wow, looks super shiny. Bam, smoothlers sticker. Yeah, I can keep under this all day.
They're still on sale, I think, for 10 more days.
Yes, I can also. Oh my God. See, I have all these links here prepared. Where's the sticker?
There.
Where's the sticker? Here. And if you would like to get your sticker pack, shipping is free all over the world. And we hand package it with
love.
Yes. So that's the two merch ideas that we currently have. The stickers. And when we hit the 50K, the special edition coffee mug. Yeah. Did you actually say it?
Spoiling it. I did not say it.
Oh man. Okay. Now I said I thought I heard you say coffee. Okay.
Yeah, in your mind. Yes.
There we go. Someone asked, why is your English so good, Yvonne?
I mean, I saw in the chat before also. We learn it in school. I would say nowadays it's very, very common that everyone knows English. But I also did a 1-year high school exchange at the age of 15 in the US. So I would say that was definitely the game changer in the fluency and confidence. And after that, I spent several years abroad working in English, studying in English. So to be honest, speak it. I favor it over German sometimes.
That is true.
All of my papers that I had to write in school and university, I always chose to write them in English. Don't ask me.
Crazy. Why. Yeah, because German is so complicated. Here, Deepali asks, hello, I studied Bachelor in Electronics and Technology and worked for 4 years as software entwicklerin in India, but here my resume is not selected, so does my degree is a problem in Germany? Thank you. I would actually recommend watching the videos that we have regarding CV and how to prepare for the German market. I don't know if you've implemented some of the tips that we share there. That's probably the best way to start. And it highly depends on the job and the company. Some companies ask for you to have to show the degree. Actually, that's not true. When I had my degree, Anyway, so it highly depends on the company. Generally speaking, the degree matters for a blue card currently, if you want to apply, but finding a job, if you follow the tips that we share, could help you out, send you in the right direction at least. We heard nothing, says Joe. Yeah, okay, good. I'm from Morocco with a bachelor's degree in IT, and I'm thinking about a career move to Germany as a web developer. All these web developers, that's so awesome. Language skills and job opportunities. Any insights on this? So I think, again, it depends on perspective. If you compare the software development world in Germany compared to, I don't know, the US, for example, it's super different. A little bit behind, I would say, in some aspects. However, in my experience working in Dusseldorf, which is by far not the biggest hub like Berlin, I had no issue finding jobs in English as a developer. That was my experience, right? Joe, apologies for the copy paste. On vacay, my internet is unfortunately dying out, but always really lovely to see you. Hope to see you again.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining, Joy.
Enjoy your vacation.
Enjoy your vacation time with your family.
Now that Germany allows dual citizenship, not yet. It's not been passed yet, but it will be passed probably in the next month. Will Jen reclaim her Guatemalan citizenship? Well, she never had to give it up.
I never lost it. And if you watch, I'm so sorry, if you watch her video about the citizenship, you know that I think there's 26 countries, if I remember correctly, that you are not forced to give your citizenship. And Guatemala is one of them. Shiva, so good to see you. We met Shiva personally in a conference.
In Munich, yes.
In Munich. I can say that Simple Germany CV template helped me a lot to rectify. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That could also be another option, Adipali. And it's about persistence and really adapting your CV to the job that you're looking for and trying to go the extra mile. To be honest, also in my job search, I looked at some of my old files. And when I was applying for jobs, I remember I even did videos in my application, which no one replied to. So it's just about really continuing persistence and just,
believing in it also.
Yeah. Can we get more content for students in Germany? That's a tough one.
To be honest, students is not our forte. Forte is workforce. There is a bunch of amazing content for students out there that can deliver better content because they have the life experience and we don't. We, of course, always brush by students with our content, but it's definitely not the heart of it. But the German government also has an amazing, I'm so happy that the website exists, an amazing website from the government, very modern, very good UI, that really guides you along for studying in Germany as well.
Yes. That is very true. Maybe I should just study a master's just to, say that I studied in German. What is the best and worst thing about Dusseldorf? Ooh.
The worst thing is easy, no?
Weather. So to the extent that actually people call it Drizzledorf because it rains a lot. Yeah, unfortunately.
And the best, to be honest, I think it's a big city, but it feels like a small city. So it's it's really the core parts of the city you can reach within 20 minutes of each other, and yet it offers abundance of what a big city offers. However, it is not a crazy, it's not a party city per se. Of course, there's some clubs, but it's not like this, doesn't have this crazy, I'm sorry, that's the Altstadt. I just forgot about the Altstadt. Of course, it's a party city.
So, but
retract.
It highly depends what is, are we talking about the bad things we said?
No, I'm just describing Düsseldorf as a city.
Yeah, it's small. The airport is 20 minutes away from the majority of places.
Super convenient.
In Düsseldorf, which is an international airport, by the way. From other cities, it's a lot further away, like hour and a half. And I would say the one friend who lived in Berlin, she's a Düsseldorfer and she moved to Berlin for a year or two. She says that, and she's super into techno music, for example. The techno music scene in Berlin is obviously a lot more advanced. And in Düsseldorf, it's like mediocre with her words.
Etienne, hello Etienne, good to see you.
Hey Etienne.
More videos and training for a triathlon, please. I thought you said you don't want to get back into that.
Etienne is from South Africa and he does triathlons, I heard. So Ivan also does triathlons.
Yes.
As a hobby.
On the fence, yeah. Didn't do any this year. Yeah.
Here, Daryl asks, is there a lot of ageism in Germany, speaking as an older web developer? To be honest, in one of the companies that I worked at, I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of, let's call it, older workforce as developers than I had ever seen before. I'm talking people above 50 who were developers working next to young blood, like people like me. So I would say it was very, very, how do you say this? Even. It was a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Hi, Nick. Thanks for joining in the last minutes.
Hey, Nick. I was in the Netherlands, just back in Düsseldorf. Hello. Yes, the Netherlands, another pro from Düsseldorf. You're really in the heart of Europe, and the Netherlands is really just a train ride away. It's super close. Someone asked how often do we go to the Netherlands, and I
Not
would say
often enough.
once a year at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Once a year.
That's true.
Last year we went to the beach.
Well, we went more than once a year last year.
And the beach, I was surprised because I had
That's
gone.
not last year. That's still this year.
Oh, sorry. This year we went to the beach. And I was pleasantly surprised that actually it was like a summer beach, because before I had gone to the beach in the Netherlands and it was winterish, cold, very windy.
And this time you were able to go into the ocean.
Yes.
And 10 at the beach.
Yes.
Yeah, so it highly depends.
That was a very big surprise.
Video on permanent residence permit. We do have a blog post about the permanent residence permit. So please feel free to go to our website. Okay, Janice gonna post it.
For how to achieve permanent residency. If you don't know, we actually have a lot of information on our website. We have very detailed blog posts. They don't have as much personality as our YouTube videos, of course, but they're
a little bit more
great
fact
source.
focused. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Jen, do you feel Germany can become a true home country for Ausländer, or one keeps feeling like a foreigner throughout one's life? What creates the feeling of home in Germany for you?
Yes.
This is actually a good question that we often discuss over dinner ourselves.
Yes.
I will not speak for you.
Oh. So I would say, from my perspective, in the 11 plus years that I've been in Germany, I always feel like a foreigner, if I'm honest. I have never felt like, oh, now I'm super integrated, that is seamless. There's always trip ups, and there's always that, how do you say that? Yeah, like that feeling of I wasn't born and raised here.
And I don't think you can overcome that.
Yeah, it's just part of the journey, right? And to be also very honest, currently in Guatemala, I don't mean to talk about it, but there's a very interesting political situation happening at the moment. And when these things happen, it triggers a sense of like, oh, should I also be there and doing something, But then I think of all the reasons why I moved to Germany. For example, for me personally, right? The matter of the fact that my home country doesn't have any LGBTQ rights is a massive one, because if something would happen to one of us, we have no rights whatsoever to each other, our assets, our life. And that alone for me, it's just the massive, I would say the thing that I would never move back to my home country. Maybe if that changes, and then you have to deal with corruption, violence, and a lot of other reasons why I moved to Germany. So then I remember the reasons. And what has made me feel like home in Germany is actually little things, being able to be honest, in the neighborhood that we live, being able to say hello to the neighbor and have small conversations. Sunday mornings going and getting bread. I realize I feel so happy with the order and reliability of things here, that things work, in my opinion, right? Like in my experience. And it's the little things that I already know Düsseldorf pretty well. It's been 11 plus years. I know the restaurants that were here and not here. So through time, little things give that sense of home. And of course, that's very different for everyone, right?
Yeah, but I would say, culturally speaking, whenever you take the decision to leave your home, I don't think in the majority of cases, it's very, very hard to recreate that in another place, because you, exactly like Jen said, you lack this. I grew up here. I know all the cultural nuances. And I think one just needs to make peace with, this is my new home. I feel at home, but I'm not born and raised here.
Yeah. Another thing is definitely a social circle. For example, we just joined, so we moved from our old neighborhood to a new neighborhood in Düsseldorf, and we just joined a paddle tennis verein. And that has been amazing, because I didn't know, actually, there's not only a lot of very cool German people, but a lot of internationals there as well. And to my surprise, a lot of internationals that speak better German than I could ever be, to the extent that we're speaking German. And then I asked, where are you from? And then, oh, I'm from Canada, for example. Dude, so we can also speak English. So it's also very, let's say, integrated internationals in that sense of the language. And that also makes, because the more you grow, at least I'm a very social person. So the more I get to know people and connect with them, also it grounds me in the city of Düsseldorf.
there was a beautiful ending to It's Always, the hour always rushes. I'm looking at the time, I'm like, what? It's crazy. Let's do 3 more questions.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I stumped and everything shook. I agree with Yvonne regarding Auslanders in Germany feeling at home. Fun fact, escaping from a prison is not a criminal offense in Germany. Oh, I did not know that. Oh, that's super interesting. As an IT guy, should I consider moving to Germany and then job hunting locally? Or is it more practical to secure a job abroad and then make the move to Germany?
That depends on where you're from and what your visa situation is. So at the very current state of bureaucratic things and securing your possibility to work, it might be, this is not a recommendation, I'm just reflecting on my experience. It might be a smoother experience to have a job before you move, just because then you're already permitted to work when you land. Versus if you move first and then start looking, sometimes people have this feeling of being hindered because they're here, they want to do something, but they're not allowed to because they don't have a work permit yet. But that again depends on your nationality, which one of them is even accessible to you, and your own personality.
And also, I would add to that a lot of it, again, depends also in your country and the embassy in your country. Sometimes the local German embassy is faster in processing permits versus the immigration office in some cities in Germany.
Yeah.
So even though you have, let's say, a grace period to find a job here, the immigration office is just not fast enough to handle the paperwork. But this is so individual, highly depends on citizenship, city, and a lot of other factors that we cannot fully answer. I'm wondering if you require a content creator or if there's any email where I can connect with you for careers. Oh, thank you so much, Pranav, for your interest. Currently, we are not looking for team members, but thank you for letting us know that you are available. I wanted to suggest something, but I actually don't know what you would like to do. How did you manage to change from a chef to a developer? A chef? I was never a chef. That would have been cool. I would have definitely strived for the Michelin star. But I was a customer service representative. And I can copy the video again. And in this video, I share how I transitioned into learning to code. Okay, one last question. Do we pick one here or do we wait?
Where to celebrate New Year in Germany?
Ooh, not on the streets.
What is that? Come on, don't generalize. We have a dedicated video about New Year's in Germany where we share different experiences, but it highly depends on where you are. If you would like to make a trip out of it, we once went to Berlin to celebrate New Year's, and that is always a great experience. There's a huge street party that is safe in terms of fireworks.
Yes.
And big fireworks at the Brandenburg Gate, live music, tons of food trucks and drink trucks, and it's a really cool ambience, which at least for us it was. Like there's a big Ferris wheel and all kinds of things. So that is definitely a very, very fun thing to do if you are looking for a trip that you'd like to do for New Year's.
Definitely.
If you're not in Berlin already.
Yes. I would say the best, from what I remember, the best New Year celebration in Germany that I had was in Berlin. It was actually pretty good because you're in like you said, it's a massive party. It's really good. And versus in Dusseldorf and other cities, people just go wild with the fireworks. And it's, in my opinion, a fire hazard. I still don't understand sometimes how Germany can be such a country of order. And then in New Year's, everything
There's
goes
one
off the
day
table.
where, order is
it's so crazy.
Overrated.
It's really crazy.
No, I agree with you.
Best way to find travel buddies to explore Germany.
To be honest, in Germany, group travels are very, very popular. And there's tons of tour operators that offer pre-organized group travels, especially for single travelers. So that all kinds of single travelers come together in a group and then travel together. So that is a very, very popular concept. And you can just literally Google
single
travel Germany, or in German the word is Reiseveranstalter.
Oh my God, Reise.
Nee, you're missing the I.
Sorry.
I Reiseveranstalter. And then singles, and you will find results.
Ooh, I have questions here. Winter Survival 2.0 video, please. And Etienne agrees. Can you please share what, for example, information would you like to know? Would be more than happy to create something. Kleidung. Yeah, as an Australian, I was freaked out by how many personal fireworks go off on New Year's Eve. This is illegal in Australia. Oh, as a firehead. You see, it's New Year's is crazy if you're in the street.
So if you could just let us know what you mean with what Jen just said with the winter 2.0 video,
2.0.
what you're missing and the ones that we already have, then we can, of course,
yes,
look at that. And if not, it's time to
it's time to
wish you a beautiful rest of your Sunday.
Yes, we will barbecue some burgers now.
Woo-hoo. Thank you so much for tuning in, for gifting us your time.
Last question, hold on. Can you also speak Espanol?
Sí.
Wow.
Puedo, un poco.
Clothing to buy, shoes, transport, public and private vehicle. Ooh, clothes to buy and shoes. Etienne, we have a video. Actually, it's called, actually, I have it here. Hold on. Winter clothes, look at that. And we talk about layering. Oh, hold on, that didn't work. We talk about layering and we talk about the
and boots and gloves and how to layer up to keep your kidneys warm.
Yeah. Mira, próximo live en español.
Claro que sí. No, but as a fun fact, the very next live stream will be, of course, around Christmas time, and that one will be out of Guatemala.
We'll be in Guatemala for that live stream, so
maybe also a good chance to prepare some questions to Jen about Guatemala, if you would like to.
German, I mean, there's still like 3 months for that, right? I'm pretty sure we'll make a post.
Oh, I got teasered up a little bit.
So again, if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, we communicate a lot of the things that we're working on, and things that are coming from Simple Germany, as well as new projects and everything through our newsletter. For example, the whole merge with the stickers, our newsletter readers were the first ones to know. The same with the meetups, they were the very first ones to know. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, I will leave, again, the link. And you can join us for the fun. I promise I don't spam. I think I don't.
No.
And you can unsubscribe at any time if you don't like what I write. So you can definitely join our small newsletter community. Well, it's not that small. There's 13,000
That's the wrong word.
So thank you again for sharing a little bit of your Sunday with us. It's always a pleasure to hang out and try to answer as many questions as we can. I think we covered the topic of this live stream was learning German and changing jobs. So I think we did a good job with that, I hope.
Hopefully.
I hope everything was not like, watch our video here, watch our video here. Definitely not spam, says Nick. So we have here a testimonial. So
Dankeschön und tschüss.
My new favorite way is actually saying tschüssli musli.
What else to say?
Wish you a very nice weekend and good luck with your travels, Fanny. Tschüss.
Bye.
Have to click on end again.
Double.